Okay, That 90s Show fans, let's talk about the ending, the final episode of this 10 episode series that had me going, holy crap, what exactly is going to go down in season 2? Assuming there is. I'm not going to lie, I don't know the numbers, but I would not be surprised if season 2 does get greenlit because overall, I really enjoyed this series. I'd give it like a 7.5 out of 10, but I feel like that's because it was only 10 episodes long, given the fact that, well, you can only do so much in 10 episodes. But the thing is, Leia lives in Chicago with Eric and Donna, so if there is a season 2, would it skip all the way to summer of 1996? Or perhaps, Leia is in town for the holidays? There's a lot going on. Like, for example, Kitty getting the job as the high school nurse. Okay, that's great, but I mean, can there be a season 2 taking place in 1995, but Leia isn't there? Something tells me that Eric and Donna wouldn't just let Leia move in with her grandparents for an entire school year. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense at all. I mean, I'm still questioning why they would allow Leia to stay with Red and Kitty, given the fact that they turned their head for 5 minutes and she comes back with a cup of beer and a nose piercing. Turned out to be fake, but still. And then they decide to let her stay the entire summer. But regardless, the final episode, really centered around the fact that Leia is really mad and wants to go back to Chicago immediately due to the fact that Jay planned to break up with her because long distance relationships are, difficult. Not to mention pretty much the entire friend group agrees. And given the fact that she wants to leave as soon as possible, Kitty is upset because she is very confident that, oh, well, Leia had a great time. She's going to come back next summer and stay the entire time as well. And everything will be all fun because the house was full of life again. But then she ends up pressuring Jay to make amends to kind of work things out long term in terms of their long distance relationship because Kitty wants Leia to come back. Leia doesn't want to come back due to the fact that, her entire summer was a lie because of Jay. So, something else to consider when Donna shows up, she actually has a sit down with her daughter to explain that, yeah, I understand what it's like dating a Kelso. I did back in the past, and they can be, quite the handful. But anytime I felt down, because heck, me and your dad broke up a lot, my friends were always there for me, and I think your friends that you made over the summer will be there for you. Hence why she goes over to Gwen's house. Remember, Gwen and Nate actually live in the house next door, which was the home of Bob and Donna back in the day. But while she was there trying to make up with Gwen because, hey, I'm sorry, I ran off like that, her and Nate have a moment where they almost kissed, but that kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, the moment was there. Like, when I rewatched the scene, I'm like, yeah, these two are, hopeless romantics, but they're both, involved with people who they don't really think they fit with. Nikki, not in terms of being stuck up, but it's the fact that it seems like she's going to make something of herself while Nate doesn't feel like he's going to measure up to her success or, her lifestyle. And then you have Leia, who doesn't feel like she'll ever be able to form a solid, long-lasting relationship with a womanizer like Jay Kelso. And they almost kiss before Gwen comes in. And then those two go to the water tower, reminisce over the summer, graffiti it, and then they agree to stay friends regardless of the distance, which I think was pretty cool. So on top of that, other things happen, such as Fez and Sherry actually getting back together earlier in the season. It was said they were supposed to break up, and it turns out Fenton, this was probably my favorite character cameo because his rivalry with Fez lives on even from the 70s, and it was great. He helps out in terms of having a tree removed from her property, lowering her rent because he had raised it because she, was dating Fez, and those two kind of, bury the hatchet. But I really just wanted to focus mainly on the Leia plot because my question was, if there is a season 2, what's going to happen? Are we going to skip ahead? Because 1 year is a long time. Keep in mind, this is the 90s. No Zoom or FaceTime. All you had were phone calls. That was it. And maybe, pen pals if you wanted to send letters. But I just wonder what would have happened, like, that's an entire year of wondering what went down. Like, did Jay and Leia keep up a long distance relationship? But even before Donna and Leia drive off, Jay rushes to meet with her and promises to try the long distance relationship. But Leia says that she's confused right now and promises to call when she gets back to Chicago. So who knows what's going down with that. But I do feel like the ending was pretty good. It's just that I just wish we had more time, with the characters. Maybe if this was an extended episode, it would have worked. But hey, it is what it is. But what did you think of the ending of That 90s Show? I did a full review on the channel earlier in the week, so be sure to check it out. But with that being said, like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and I'll catch you in the next one.